There's no denying his impact on Star Wars, but that influence only goes so far. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 5 reasons that Star Wars has surpassed George Lucas.
The exterior facade of things doesn't necessarily make one happy.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be looking at some of the reasons the massively popular sci-fi franchise has outgrown its creator. While Lucas has had a successful career with Star Wars, we will be focusing on his filmmaking issues, bad decisions, and occasional poor choice of words.
What is your A New Hope for the new Star Wars movies, as they clearly are headed to a new franchise?
Number 5, the first cut of Star Wars needed to be completely re-edited. Lucas may have created one of the best sci-fi franchises of all time, but that doesn't mean he did it flawlessly. When his peers were shown the original cut, the reception was dreadful, littered with unnecessary scenes, terrible pacing, and an overload of exposition. It was clear that Star Wars needed some additional work.
You got a mouth bigger than a meteor.
I'm quiet. Listen how quiet I am. You can barely hear me.
Brian DePalma would rewrite the opening crawl, and Richard Chew, Paul Hirsch, and Lucas's wife, Marcia, would re-edit the movie. Had Lucas gone with the original version, the history of Star Wars could have gone drastically different.
Oh, are you sure this is what you want?
Number 4, his bitterness.
They looked at the stories and they said, we want to make something for the fans.
It's no secret that Lucas has been a little petty about his post-Star Wars life. His statements have come off as either extremely over the top or just plain passive-aggressive. For starters, he's gone on to blame the fans for his retirement, citing how people despise the newer versions of the original trilogy. Lastly, he has come off as resentful towards the new Star Wars movies, criticizing the retro approach to The Force Awakens, and going so far as to compare the Walt Disney Company to white slavers.
I sold them to the white slavers that take these things and
Number 3, arguably the 2 best films in the series weren't directed by him. While Lucas was successful as the director of A New Hope, albeit after some fixing up with the story, he wouldn't direct another Star Wars movie until The Phantom Menace. So who directed the 2 best movies in the series? Irvin Kershner was chosen by Lucas to direct The Empire Strikes Back because, according to Lucas, Kershner knew, quote, everything a director was supposed to know. Then we have Richard Marquand, whose previous work on suspense films and ability to work with actors was what made Lucas hire him as director for Return of the Jedi.
I've got to save you.
You already have.
Number 2, some of the best writing was done by Lawrence Kasdan.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Credit where credit is due, Lucas knows how to build a world. However, you need good writing to make your world believable. Lucas may have had the vision, but it was his partnership with Lawrence Kasdan that gave Star Wars some of its strongest story arcs, specifically in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Kasdan's presence seems to have a subtle effect on the quality of the movie's writing, and it's evident in the reception of the prequel trilogy, which Kasdan had no part in. He wouldn't be back to writing a Star Wars story until The Force Awakens, which he co-wrote with J.J. Abrams and Michael Arndt.
And I'm really impressed. I think you have a future in this. I really do.
Number 1, the prequels.
Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme, every stanza kind of rhymes with the last one.
This was the first time where Lucas had absolute control over the entire production, and he blew it. As if re-editing the original trilogy with terrible CGI wasn't enough, the prequels saw a slew of mistakes that fans just weren't having.
You were the chosen one!
Many scenes were shot in front of a green screen. Hayden Christensen was cast as Anakin Skywalker, and, of course, there's Jar Jar Binks.
Your support is well seen.
The trilogy of Darth Vader's beginnings has stuck out as the pimple on the franchise, and may always be remembered as its awkward puberty.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.